Who's going to be the next Formula One world champion when the top 5 are already locked in a fight this close? Oscar Piastri leads by just 3 points.
Oscar Piastri wins the sprint to take McLaren to the top step once again. He's taking that McLaren to the top step of the podium. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time in Formula One.
Lando Norris is coming in hot after a flawless Monaco win.
Lando Norris wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Max Verstappen still in the hunt, but struggling to tame the RB21.
Side Max Verstappen, it's going to be close. Momentarily, he's up to second place.
George Russell's stacking points quietly but consistently.
And also George Russell as well, who's alongside Max Verstappen.
And Charles Leclerc is dragging Ferrari back into contention with raw grit.
Charles Leclerc close between Norris and Charles Leclerc. Piastri.
5 drivers, 3 teams. 1 major regulation change coming in Spain that could shake everything up. Is this a 5-way fight to the finish? Or is someone going to take control in Spain? Hit the like, subscribe for more, and let's get into the action. Oscar Piastri's 2025 campaign wasn't supposed to be this commanding. But here we are, 8 races in, and he's leading the championship with 161 points. That's 3 clear of Lando Norris and a full 25 ahead of Max Verstappen. Piastri's consistency has been brutal. 7 straight podiums and race wins in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Miami laid the groundwork for a title bid many didn't see coming this early in his career. While his Monaco weekend was messy by his standards, finishing 3rd was still a damage-limiting win.
3rd position for Oscar Piastri.
That's the hallmark of a championship-caliber driver, maximizing points even when things don't go to plan. He's proven capable of bouncing back from strategy missteps like the one at Imola, where a premature pit call cost him track position and probably the win. His average grid position of 2.13 and finishing position average of 2.75 shows just how reliable he's been. Always near the front, always in contention. That kind of form breeds belief, especially inside McLaren, who now leads the Constructors' Championship with 319 points. But he's not the only McLaren driver in the hunt. In fact, Lando Norris is closer than ever. After a rocky start to 2025, Lando Norris found his footing in the most iconic setting of them all, Monaco, taking the pole, then the win, and calling it a perfect weekend. Norris erased any doubt that he belonged in this title scrap. Now just 3 points behind Piastri with 158, his trajectory feels like a rocket finally stabilizing in orbit. His race pace hasn't been the issue this season. In fact, Norris's average finishing position is 2.13, better than Piastri's, his weakness qualifying. Until Monaco, Norris had been starting too far back, making his Sundays harder than they needed to be. But in Monte Carlo, everything clicked. That pole meant more to him than the win because it proved he could still do it, that he was still that guy. Andrea Stella's admission that the car's unpredictability affected Norris more than Piastri shows there's still more performance to unlock. And if Lando's qualifying woes are behind him, the title fight just became a McLaren civil war. But keeping that aside, we all know that Max Verstappen isn't giving up his crown without a fight. Max Verstappen is in unfamiliar territory of chasing. After dominating the previous seasons, the 4-time champ finds himself 3rd in the standings with 136 points. His Red Bull machine isn't the monster it used to be. The RB21 has serious issues with curbs and cambered corners, especially exposed in Monaco where he finished a muted 4th. Yet Verstappen remains a problem. His win in Imola, executed with a gutsy move on Piastri,
Verstappen wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
Reminded everyone that he can still outdrive the field on his day. And while Monaco wasn't kind to Red Bull, he's not panicking. I don't really think about the championship. I just want to go race by race, he said after the race, channeling calm focus rather than desperation. Red Bull sits 176 points behind McLaren in the constructors' standings, a deficit that feels almost unthinkable just a year ago. But Verstappen's 136 points mean he's still right in the title mix, and if the flexi-wing regulation changes hit McLaren hard, the door swings wide open for others, including Mercedes' rising ace. George Russell isn't shouting about his title ambitions, but maybe he should be. With 99 points and sitting 4th in the standings, the Mercedes driver is lurking just behind the top trio. While all the hype has centered on McLaren's resurgence and Verstappen's defense, Russell has quietly built one of the most consistent campaigns of his career. He's landed 4 podiums in 8 races and has become the backbone of a Mercedes team that's still finding its feet post-Hamilton. Russell's consistency is his biggest weapon. He's not always fighting for pole, but he's almost always in the top 5 on Sunday. And in a season this much long, that kind of reliability counts. Add in the chaos potentially caused by the mid-season flexi-wing regulation change, and suddenly Russell is in a position to pounce if the frontrunners stumble. His team principal, Toto Wolff, continues to back him, especially as Russell grows more assertive on and off track. Even Johnny Herbert has labeled him a title underdog. He'll need some luck and maybe a few off weekends from McLaren and Red Bull, but let's not underestimate him. George Russell is the future of Mercedes' momentum going. And speaking of capitalizing on momentum, Charles Leclerc's recent form could make Ferrari a serious threat again. Charles Leclerc is not ready to concede 2025. After a sluggish start, Ferrari found serious pace in Monaco. Leclerc came second in front of his home fans and was voted Driver of the Day, a sign of both his form and the public's belief in his comeback. Now, sitting 5th in the standings, just 19 points behind Verstappen, he's finally in striking distance. Ferrari's double podium in Monaco and 28-point haul pushed them to within 5 points of Red Bull in the constructors' battle. Leclerc is urging the team not to shift focus to 2026, insisting there's still a fight to be had this year. He said, talking to the press, "We've seen last year the situation changed a lot since when McLaren brought those upgrades. His call for ongoing development is bold, but necessary, with Hamilton alongside him and the SF25 beginning to deliver on pace and reliability. Ferrari has found its rhythm. And if the flexi-wing regulation hits McLaren hard, or if Leclerc continues his uptick, he could go from dark horse to frontrunner. So with 5 top contenders, each with their own momentum swings, what's coming next in this already electric title race? Barcelona will be more than just race 9. With the FIA's new front-wing flexibility directive kicking in, it's a technical reset point. Teams that optimize their cars for the original 15mm deflection window may suddenly lose performance, and those who planned long-term could gain a critical edge. McLaren's rear-end grip and tire consistency have been key to their dominance. But if that balance depends on subtle flexi-wing advantages, this directive could hit them hardest. Andrea Stella isn't panicking yet, but Ferrari's Frédéric Vasseur thinks the Spanish Grand Prix could be a game-changer. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri has questions to answer about strategy after the Imola misfire. Lando Norris wants to prove Monaco wasn't a one-off. Verstappen is betting on tracks that suit Red Bull's strengths. Russell continues to grind in the background, just waiting for a breakthrough. And Leclerc? He aims for redemption. With 13 races left, the 2025 season is far from settled. In the end, here's a quick overview of the details we learned so far. We've got a runaway rookie leader, a teammate closing fast, a champion under pressure, an underdog on a hot streak, and a Ferrari star refusing to fade. 5 drivers, 5 stories, and only one will make it out on top. With flexi-wing regulations kicking in and a third of the season behind us, the next few races could flip the order on its head. Momentum shifting, teams are scrambling, and the real fight starts now. So, who will control his nerves, and who's about to fall off in Spain? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 content. See you in the next video.